Amen. Got the children, they're having fun. With no regards to why. They all look different, but deep inside, their feelings of love, they don't mind. They don't hide. They don't hide. They don't hide. We are one. We are the same person. No matter where you're born, we are one.
It's the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, the Decade of Action for Road Safety, and the UN International Decade of Indigenous Languages. It's the 14th day of the 9th month of 2023, the International Year of Millets, cereals grown in warm countries and regions with poor soils, bearing a large crop of small seeds, which are chiefly used to make flour. 2023 is also the International Year of Dialogue as a guarantee of peace. Put another way, it's the 14th day of the 9th month of the 2023 North Atlantic hurricane season, and the National Meteorological Service is reporting that there's an induced trough across Jamaica and the Central Caribbean. The trough is induced by Hurricane Lee and is expected to remain across Jamaica and the Central Caribbean over the next few days. The rest of this afternoon, look for isolated showers and thunderstorms, mainly across hilly areas and sections of southern parishes. Partly cloudy elsewhere. Tonight will become fair. Other current regional weather features being monitored: Hurricane Lee, located at last time we checked about 475 kilometers southwest of Bermuda. Then there's an area of low pressure located west-southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands, and that has a high chance of tropical cyclone development over the next 2 days. In terms of the observances, We have a long list, an ever-growing list of observances for the month of September, still being observed as Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, National Senior Citizens Month, Employers Month, Alopecia Awareness Month, that's the partial or complete loss of one's hair, baldness. September is also Travel Agents Month, and according to Tasty Cheese, Cheese Month. In the United States, September is Blood Cancer Awareness Month, Healthy Aging Month, National Atrial Fibrillation Awareness Month, National Childhood Obesity Awareness Month, National Cholesterol Education Month, National Food Safety Education Month, National Idiopathic Thrombocytopenic Purpura ITP Awareness Month. Idiopathic thrombocytopenic purpura is an immune disorder in which the blood doesn't clot normally. This condition is now more commonly referred to as immune thrombocytopenia, ITP. Also in the United States, September is National Pediculosis Prevention Month. That's National Pediculosis Prevention Month, otherwise known as Head Lice Prevention Month, National Recovery Month, National Sickle Cell Month, National Yoga Awareness Month, Newborn Screening Awareness Month, and we'll tell you more in just a moment.
You're listening to Pearl 106 FM. The time is now 2:15. Come to Tip Friendly Society, the friendly society of choice for all employees in the education sector. We provide savings, loans, and insurance for you and your family. Principals, starting September 1, cover your students with attractive personal accident benefits for a competitive premium of $325 per academic year. Tip principals, do it now, and your students will thank you. Please visit our website at www.tipfriendly.com for more details.
Need water for agricultural purposes? Apply to the National Irrigation Commission for your irrigation services. Let's grow smart and eat smart. Agriculture.
Shareholders in Radio Jamaica Limited, please be advised that our next annual general meeting will be held on Thursday, September 21, 2023, at the Terra Nova All Suite Hotel, 17 Waterloo Road, Kingston, commencing at 10 a.m. The meeting will also be streamed live via Zoom. We ask that persons wishing to view the live stream register to do so via the following link: rjrgroup.com/agm/virtually. Please note that only shareholders on record and members of staff will be allowed access to the live stream. Notices of the meeting, along with a cover letter and the form of proxy, have been emailed to shareholders in Jamaica as required by our rules. You can download the full annual report document from our website, rgrgroup.com/publications, or the website of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. You can contact our office via WhatsApp number 876-860-7921 and share an email address if you would like the annual report sent to you via email. Alternatively, you can collect a copy of the report at one of our offices at 32 Lingers Road or 7 North Street in Kingston, 23 Orange Street in Montego Bay, Shop 16 Point Plaza in Ocho St. Anne, or Shop 9 Midway Mall in Mandeville, Manchester. That was a notice to shareholders of Radio Jamaica Limited regarding the upcoming annual general meeting scheduled for Thursday, September 21, 2023.
Still going through the list of observances for the month of September: Newborn Screening Awareness Month, Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, Pain Awareness Month, polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS. That's also being observed, polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS month. Sepsis Awareness Month, that's SEPSIS. Sepsis is a condition, a serious condition, resulting from the presence of harmful microorganisms in the blood or other tissues and the body's response to their presence, potentially leading to the malfunctioning of various organs, shock, and death. September is also Sexual Health Awareness Month, Sports Eye Safety Month, and World Alzheimer's Month. Still in the USA, we have a few more observances. Let's see what we have here. Today, the Cochabamba Local Festival is on in Bolivia. It's Independence Day in Mexico, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. International Day of Peace is being observed in Australia. Nuestra Señora de la Bien Aparecida in España, and Our Lady Mary of Sorrows in Slovakia. It's Software Freedom Day. Hoy es jueves, el 15, el 14 de septiembre 2023. Y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa, Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado, porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est jeudi le 14 septembre 2023 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service pour une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 10h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. All we're saying is it's Thursday, the 14th of September, 2023, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never, ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to both sides of the story. Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. A timely reminder from James Chambers, the Honorable Jimmy Cliff, reminding us that we all are one, whether we want to accept it or not. We all are one. That's the title of this song. That's the title. We'll go a step further just to remind ourselves, especially as we get closer and closer, or deeper, deeper and deeper in this business of elections, whether local or general. And all of a sudden, even those who were able to reason together, all of a sudden, what's that quotation Wilmot Perkins used to use? Something about fled to brutish beast, and men have lost their reason. That's from a Shakespeare play, I believe. But we all are one, whether we want to accept it or not, as we said. And the reminder is timely. Mm-hmm. There's a so the song speaks about being one. We all are one. We are the same person. I'll be you, you'll be me. We all are one. Same universal world. I'll be you, you'll be me. No matter where we are born, we are human beings. The same chemistry with emotions and feelings, all corresponding in love, compatible. You can't get around it, no matter how hard you try. You better believe it. And if you should find out that you are no different than I, reply, we all are one. We are. We are the same person. I'll be you, you'll be me. I'll be me, you'll be you. We all are. We all are one. Same universal world. I'll be you, you'll be me. The only difference I can see is in the conscience and the shade of our skin. Doesn't matter. We laugh, we chatter, don't we smile? We all are one. And the feelings that make all those faces always renew. So true, so true. And would you believe that I have all those same feelings too? The same as you. We all are one. We are the same person. I'll be you, you'll be me. I'll be me, you'll be you. We all are one. We are one. Same universal world. I'll be one. I'll be you. You'll be me. We all are one. And this is the section of this song that I like when it says, look at the children. They're having fun with no regard to why they all look different, with no regard to why they all look different. But deep inside, their feelings of love, they don't hide. They don't hide. good time for us to remind ourselves that we all are one. We all are one. Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you have downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We acknowledge those who have dialed a designated number to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States and the United Kingdom. If you're in the US and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, you can call 631-359-8281, 631-359-8281. There's more after the break.
The only difference I can see.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30. Need certification to work locally and internationally? Let the Institute for Workforce Education and Development, IWED, the premier workforce training institute, customize courses for your needs, including professional short courses in project and financial management, NVQJ levels 2 to 4, such as housekeeping, business, and office administration. IWED, an independent school and accredited training organization registered by the University Council of Jamaica and the Jamaica Tertiary Education Commission, offers flexible training and payment plans. Call IWED 876-968-7530, a member of the Manpower and Maintenance Services Limited Group.
Ooh la la! I see what I want at Phosphoric School-wide September sale! Come and get your wires, breakers, LED downlights, solar lamps, LED bulbs, standing fans, and so much more. Shop keeps them memorable and Montego Bay. Get your solar water heater. Deposit $20,000. 6 months to pay. Come shop. Come save at Phosphoric September sale. See you there at Phosphoric. Open Sundays.
Join Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays.
If you don't sit down and make an overall investment in your human resource and you keep just allowing your very best to go, you are going to end up weaker.
And tune in to Simon Crosskill from Wednesday to Friday.
The majority of people in Jamaica are good, decent, honest, hardworking people. What we are doing is we are allowing a minority to control the narrative.
Featuring The Bottom Line with Ralston Hyman, the best public affairs banter on Jamaican radio.
Everything is connected. If you have more of your people employed and you're operating at full capacity, you're supposed to be getting more output, not less.
It's Power Talk, weekdays 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Identifying challenges and finding solutions in a globalized world. Make it a date. Join us.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, and taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. Good afternoon to those of you who have joined us, like Violet White. She says, good afternoon, Dervan. Blessings to you and the listening audience. It's a beautiful day here in South Florida. Thanks for sharing, Violet White. Natalie Winter says, "Hey, Dervan, what's up today? Anything new in the news?" No, new is relative. There's always something happening, but nothing out of the ordinary. But just a timely reminder that we are still in the hurricane season, and one Hurricane Lee is somewhere out there in the North Atlantic, and we still have to keep an eye on that system and others. Donovan Campbell says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners." Good afternoon, Donovan Campbell. Cherry Henry has similar sentiments. She says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners." Good afternoon, Cherry Henry. Thank you for tuning in. Our text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. We have lots of messages from yesterday, and we already have at least one for today, one that is relevant for today. But let's just clear these from yesterday. Cuban in Georgia says, a Peter Phillips-led administration would have not done this to the people of Haiti, nor P.J. Patterson, nor Portia Simpson Miller. Jamaica, the island that stands up for Black freedom across the world. It's a shame what is happening to our rich history, says Cuban in Georgia. Horace, otherwise known as Spider, says, "Mr. Malcolm, this conversation is turning out to be a black on white issue. If anyone listening who happens to fly in a plane, ask them before they enter the plane if they ask what color is the pilot. Some of who are sending messages are playing on the ignorance of some of the people," says Horace, otherwise known as Spider. Another one that came in yesterday. "Mr. Malcolm, we do need a Truth and Reconciliation Commission in this country. We will not be able to solve the crime and corruption problems until we face the ugly truth. At 73 years old from the ghetto, I know of what I speak." Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. Here's another one from yesterday. Dervan, evening, you meant. It's still afternoon for us. Unity can only form by Rasta, and the war can only win by Rasta. Leonard Howell, Robert Hines, Marcus Garvey, and a few more. Teaching alone can change this. Their teaching alone can change this. All right, let's move on. This one from Colonel Terode. "Evening, Dervan. I can't understand how an attack on CVM was anticipated and expected, but a lone gunman could ride up and fire shots without being challenged. I think he knows that no one would challenge or identify him. He didn't want to hurt anyone, so him just shoot up a car." Cornell. Thank you very much, Cornell, for your message. This one. Clearing the ones that are not relevant. right now. So let's go through quickly. All right. Sure, thanks. Missed a call coming through just now. All right, let's just clear these other messages, the ones that are current, although we like to go in this order so that we don't miss anybody. That's really what we're trying not to do, to miss anybody. Franklin McDonald from Guelph in Canada shares a link, Texas views on Texas Jews. Brian Edward Stone, PhD. Adding another one yet to our, still another one to our reading list. Thank you, Mr. McDonald. June in Bermuda has shared with us an update. She has some videos in the mix as well.
I'm scared to go any further.
Some videos of the impact of Hurricane Lee so far in Bermuda. We'll see if we can get a word from June. She says, scenes around Bermuda today. We will get tropical category 1 storm. We will get tropical category 1 storm force winds at midnight local time per prediction. So the Hurricane Lee update directly out of Bermuda says, as of the Bermuda Weather Service's 12 p.m. update, a tropical storm warning remains in effect for our island. Hurricane Lee is currently a Category 1 storm located approximately 212 nautical miles southwest of Bermuda, moving north at 12 knots with maximum sustained winds of 80 knots and gusts of up to 100 knots. Acting Minister of National Security, Lieutenant Colonel the Honorable David Birch, OBE, Mill, ED, JP, MP, emphasizes, your safety is our utmost concern. We strongly discourage motorists from being on the roads unless it's absolutely necessary. Contrary to speculation, the causeway remains open. As Hurricane Lee approaches, we encourage everyone to stay vigilant and take the following precautions. Stay indoors, ensure your safety by staying indoors. High winds and seas pose significant risks. Check on your neighbors, look out for one another, especially the elderly and vulnerable. Extend a helping hand to your neighbors to ensure their safety as well. Listen to the authorities, keep a close watch on updates from the Bermuda Weather Service, and follow instructions from the Emergency Measures Organization, EMO. Emergency kit, have an emergency kit prepared with essential supplies, including non-perishable food, water, flashlights, and a battery-operated radio. East End residents, the Lamfogo Urgent Care Center will be operational from 8 p.m. Road closure, South Road between John Smith's Bay and Watch Hill Park has been closed. Motorists may use detours via Harrington Hundreds Road, Devil's Hole Hill, and Napton Hill. According to the Bermuda Weather Service, winds are expected to reach 40 to 50 knots, that's 46 to 57 miles per hour by this evening, with gusts of 65 to 70 knots at 74 to 80 miles per hour. The closest point of approach is currently expected to be 12 a.m. Friday. For additional information and updates, please visit the Bermuda Weather Service, the official weather authority for Bermuda. Thank you very much, Joan in Bermuda, for sharing this wealth of information, plus videos giving us an idea of what's happening with respect to Hurricane Lee impacting Bermuda. Would love to get in a word from you, Joan, in Bermuda, if you're able to. Let's see if that's possible. So you can give us an update. James in East London, as usual, regaling us with stories, news stories out of the United Kingdom. Thank you very much, James in East London. And a couple of messages, one that came in yesterday and was followed up with another one which was dropped in our mailbox today. So let's see what we have. Sometimes it is good to keep Pandora's box tightly closed because its opening now reminds me that a white Arab leader in opposition to the Caribbean Court of Justice said, quote, "The Privy Council is the only pure form of justice." Imagine saying that to a population of Black people whose ancestors were formerly enslaved by the ancestors of those who sit on the Privy Council. Mark Golding has never said anything like that from Crocs in Black River. And then he sends another message, which we'll share with you in just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45.
We all are one. We are the same person. We all are one.
So here's another message from Crocs in Black River. He says, saying this will attract contempt upon my head, but one must speak his truth nonetheless. There was a time when the media would stay on the sidelines and cheer on their favorites, but now they have entered the ring and are throwing punches. Nowadays, it's getting impossible to differentiate a journalist from a political activist or politician. From Crocs in Black River. Thank you very much, Crocs in Black River, for your message. And here is, this looks like a Canadian number. Hello, good afternoon. Would you like to be on air?
No, sir.
All right, hold the line, please. Hold the line. Just want to make sure. One moment, please. One moment.
We all are one. We are the same person.
Hello, good afternoon.
We all are one. Same person.
Thank you very much.
After where we are born, we are human beings.
So you wish Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. So here's a message which starts out by saying, please don't say this is too long. Dear Dervan, I hope this text finds you well. Salah inquired about the recent surge in the polls for the Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, and questioned their accomplishments. I wanted to provide you with a brief list of 8 positive things the JLP has achieved in the past 6 months. 1. Introduction of policies fostering economic growth and job creation. 2. Implementation of initiatives to improve healthcare services across the island. 3. Investment in infrastructure development, including road and transportation projects. 4. Successful launch of programs supporting education and skills development. 5. Strengthening national security through increased resources and initiatives. 6. Advancement of renewable energy solutions for a more sustainable future. 7. Expansion of social welfare programs to assist vulnerable communities. 8. Enhancement of transparency and accountability in government operations. Furthermore, it is disheartening to see the tactics employed by the People's National Party, PNP, in recent times. Their focus on frivolous matters such as dead people voting and racially charged gestures undermines the seriousness required in political discourse. It is disappointing that some of their followers fail to acknowledge the implications of such behavior solely because of their party affiliation. Additionally, while polls indicate that Mark may not be the best choice for the PNP, it appears that some die-hard supporters are willing to disregard this in favor of maintaining the status quo. This unfortunate situation highlights the need for objective decision-making and prioritizing the well-being of the nation over personal preferences. Lastly, Jamaica's economic and social problems didn't start in 2016. The period between 1993 and 2007 was one of the worst periods in Jamaica's history. The period could be best described by a run-with-it government. It was not until Bruce Golding's administration that led to a more mature and level-headed management of the economy, leaving a template for the PNP to tan on, or is it tag on, in 2011 to 2016. By the way, I can just imagine how you, Crocs, John, Spider, et al. Almost choked on your liquors last night when you heard the news of the best ratings by one of the world's best ratings agencies yesterday, LOL. The more negative you all spew, the better Jamaica becomes. I don't even mention the low unemployment rate. By God's grace, Andrew is going to win again, and I'm going to sit back and listen to you all harp about the way the country is going, despite it being better than the run-with-it mentality of the past that didn't lead to any good. All the best, Salah and your crew. I enjoy listening to you guys. It reminds me of the People's National pantomime. Una need Barbara, LOL. Let's have fun and no cussing. Enough respect, my comrade friends, says this message. Thank you very much for that epistle, GBO. All the best. Joan in Bermuda says, hello, Sir D. This is the causeway leading to the airport. So she has made a video She's sharing a video of the causeway, which I'm familiar with, having been to Bermuda a few times. So just a reminder that Hurricane Lee is out there, and they have to protect themselves. The people of Bermuda, they know what to do, and all they need to do is to do it. But this is quite a view of the causeway, which seems intact, mind you. Well, we'll see how it goes. But we can see the water splashing on the seawall. So we're getting a bird's eye view, in a manner of speaking, from a founding member of the Jamaican Association, Bermuda, Joan Richardson. Thank you very much for sharing. This looks like one of the trucks that would be on standby, or one of the units that would be on standby to clear debris, etc. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Joan in Bermuda, for giving us a feel and indeed a sense of the setting in Bermuda right now with Hurricane Lee seeking to pounce. But feel free to, if you're available, to give us a call, and we'll be happy to, well, you can let us know if you're available, and we'll see what happens thereafter. But thank you very much for the information that you've been sharing, and the data that you've been sharing, and the videos as well. Let's go to the phone lines once again, 876-922-4112-5. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, 2 quick points, you see? Hello?
Yes, man, we're hearing you. If we weren't hearing you, we would let you know.
What happened? I heard that the unemployment rate gone down to 4%. But I get to understand that them check up the thing, like check up iglas and all that. Roadside vending and all that,
Well, they're not doing anything they have never done over the years. They're doing what they've always done.
No, what I'm saying, I mean, I talk about the past and now, but I talk
no, man, this is the same Statistical Institute of Jamaica statin.
I know that, man. I know that.
That has been serving administrations for decades.
I was saying to you earlier is that I never know that them was doing all along. I never know that they was checking the iglas them.
Well, I don't have any information on that, so I can't comment on that.
I never know that they was checking the iglas. I get to understand that they are checking the iglas and the roadside vendors and all that.
Well, if that is part of what they've been doing for decades now,
yes.
that is what it is.
Well, I just learned something new.
But I don't know about that, though. It's the first time hearing about that.
Yes, but I get it from strong source that they check up the
No, but you wouldn't need any source for that. This is the Statistical Institute of Jamaica that has been around for decades.
Yeah, but if I was the person in charge of the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, you see, I would include iglas in the check-in, because iglas is not going on the road and doing roadside iglaring. That is not a formal job. That is not a formal job, Yeah, you understand?
No, I'm saying I don't know of. I've never heard of this about checking vendors. I don't know
Yes,
what
you
that
need
is
to
about.
call the statistical institute and find
Mhm.
out. I call them, I call them and them say that is what them doing. So you need to do your homework because, but if I was in charge of them, I would never check the Eagles in the
What
toe.
this same system process, which is of international repute. It's not limited to Jamaica. It's not a Jamaican system. It's not a
Yes,
Jamaican. It's not a
I didn't say
Jamaican
that
system.
Jamaican system. I say if I was the person in charge of it, I wouldn't check Eagles because Igla doing igloring on the roadside, selling bag juice and all that. That is not a farmer job. So when the leader is boasting, talking about the unemployment rate gone to 4%, I don't see nothing for him to boast about because I get to understand that
Well,
you
they
have.
get their information from the same Statistical Institute of Jamaica that has been around for generations.
I know that, but what I'm saying to you, you have more iglas on the road than 6, 7 years ago. No, because a lot of people can't find a farmer job, so them have to.
Yeah, which isn't new. That's what gave birth to the song "Cost of Living Getting Higher, More Seller Than Buyers."
Yes,
Remember that one?
yes, but you have more people selling on the road now than 6, 7 years ago because to get a farmer job in Jamaica is very hard.
No, not right now.
I'm telling you,
The job market. I've
farmer job.
never, the number of, in my short time on this earth, in my short time on this earth, it's the first time I am seeing the this large number of businesses telling us that they're hiring. They're putting out signs and inviting potential employees to join their operations
We hear that.
right across Jamaica.
Then, away from few fast food restaurants, you see. Tell me some other places, please. Even two other places.
There's the outsourcing business process outsourcing
Yes,
industry.
the call centers.
The Yes, what's wrong with a call center?
No, but remember saying now, you always have something going on like that because you back in the 80s, you used to have the free zone. Always need people to do garment factory work. And then in the Porsche time now, you have the crash program, something that was going on. Them always need people. Now you have the call centers. So what are you talking about? I don't understand what you're talking about. Eh? And
No,
there's
you.
and there's no big advertisement going on about the call center
So
now.
so what are you? What's the summary of what you're saying?
Eh?
What are you saying?
And the call centers, it's not formal job. The call center is a contract thing. Them can just call and
Yes,
fire
but
anytime.
if we didn't
We
have,
don't unionize nothing at
if you
all.
didn't, if those people were not employed, then it would be a different story, wouldn't
No,
it?
what I'm saying, the call centers is not no formal thing. It's not a job where you're going to be pensionable and
So
so.
you are now going to be discriminating against the young people who
I'm not talking
have
about the
managed
people.
to
I'm
take
talking about
care
the
of
job. Oh
themselves,
my lord.
to acquire a level of knowledge, to be able to take up job opportunities that are available. So all of a sudden, what they're doing is not important. So they're a bunch of time wasters, not serving any useful purpose, right? One moment, please.
Contractors, developers, and small builders. Contact Coast to Coast Group of Companies for high quality concrete products. The time by Coast to Coast Group of Companies is
3:02 on Power 106.
Power 106 FM, the digital sound, now reaching you in more ways. Listen to us on 106.1 to 106.9 on the FM band.
You can also listen to us on the Power 106 FM app, which you can download on the Google Play Store or the App Store. Plus, listen to us on onespotmedia.com and the One Spot Media app, or log on to go-jamaica.com. Power 106 FM, where all views can contend, giving you powerful talk radio in so many ways, on air and online.
You're listening to your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. So you have anything else to say apart from beating down the young people and scorning them because they work in the business process outsourcing sector?
Hello?
Yes, apart from talking down the members of the business process outsourcing sector, do you have anything else to share?
I never mentioned nothing like that to you. I wasn't talking down nothing.
Well, the tape is there.
No, man, I'm saying to you that those job is not a solid formal job. That
you have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. What do you mean it's not such a formal job? You have to start somewhere.
Don't you have to start somewhere? I know that. Hello?
I'm listening.
I know that you have to start somewhere. I'm just telling you that those job is not a solid formal job. What you going to get pension?
What's the definition of a job? What's the definition of a job?
All right, they are not unionized jobs then. They are not unionized, solid, permanent jobs. You understand what I mean now?
There are all kinds of job types.
Well, you are talking about when you have carried on the job and those things.
No, but that's what you're doing. It's a job is a job.
A job is a job, but those job is not a job where you can take up as a career because you're not pensionable there and you're not paying no tax and nothing like that.
Well, you have different. You have different forms of employment. Different forms of employment.
Yes, but just before I go, what I'm saying to you, the unemployment rate, the 4% thing, what they're talking about.
I didn't put out that information, you know. The information was put out by the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin, which is a world-renowned data agency which continues to serve Jamaica and its people and the world.
I said to you, they check a lot of igglers on the thing and say that they are employed.
So what is your solution then? Since you find that to be problematic, what's the solution? What should happen now? Who should do what?
The igglers in the thing, because when the igglers is on the road, they must be a run from the security people them all the while because they can't sell on the road and those things. They're treating the igglers them very bad, but at the same time they are checking them on the employment thing. Them checking them as employed people, and they is not allowed to sell on the road because when the security force come, they have to run with them goods. But at the same time, they are checking them in.
So hold on, them not smarty picnic too. They're not supposed to be counted. What the census say? You count, me count, all of we count. That's the census.
Why them have to run away from the security anytime them come with the big truck? The big truck come and take away them goods. Why you counting them?
What do you mean why you count? Everybody counts. What do you mean?
I'm talking about the employment rate. Why count them as employed people? And them is not legal to stay on the road to sell.
So what are they?
Eh?
What are they?
They are igglers, but when the truck come, then take away.
What do igglers do?
So why they take away them goods? Eh?
There's a thing called illegal vending.
illegal vending.
Mm-hmm.
Then if it's illegal vending, why you check them on the statistic?
Whatever you are doing in this life, in this country in particular, you are expected to do it in keeping with the law, in keeping with the established norms. And so there's a level of enforcement that happens. But that doesn't take away from the vendors. The vendors are here.
Anyway, you don't understand my talking still. So the last point now, is it? The last point. You have the Lady Musgrave Road there. I hear the government say the other day that they want to widen that road. You know which road I'm talking about?
Yes.
There's a Lady Musgrave Road.
I know it very well.
Yeah.
I've done my research on it.
Yeah, man. He want to lick down the building them from the two sides and widen the road. He want to lick down those.
I don't know who's him.
The Prime Minister said he want to lick down those pretty buildings on Lady Musgrave Road. Those nice, good-looking, cute buildings on Lady Musgrave Road. He want to lick them down and widen the road.
And you have an objection to the widening of the road?
No, I'm object of licking down those pretty buildings. I object of licking down those pretty buildings. Well, so it simply means that him take the road widening.
I don't know where you have heard that, but I didn't hear that.
Huh?
I didn't hear that.
No, because him have to lick down the building himself because him give people notice, you know. Him give people notice, him give the business people a notice. Right?
Well, those who have an interest know exactly what they need to do.
What you say?
Those who have an interest know exactly what they can do. Can you pick up the phone and call Mr. Holness, please? Because I don't know why you're pulling me into this. Call Mr. Holness and tell him how you feel, or write to the office of the Prime Minister.
Talking there, like you're taking off the government and tell people.
Right. Well, you are how you speak. You know, you are showing up. However you speak, you are what you speak. So it's quite evident. So you just keep doing what you have always done.
What about when the traffic gets more and more and more?
All right, we're gonna have to leave it there because, yeah, we're gonna have to leave it there. We have to go on to some other callers right now. Thank you very much for the call. You've been on for quite a while. It's now 11 minutes past 3 o'clock. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, my professor.
Good afternoon.
I'm in beautiful New Kingston today. New Kingston is beautiful and refreshed. But Mr. Malcolm, hello?
I'm listening.
Today is a very special day in the world. And a day like today only occurs once every 1,000 years. And let me tell you the math behind this day. You see the year that you were born?
Uh-huh.
If you add your year that you were born, let's say you're born 1964. And I am 59. If you add 59 to 1964, you get 2023. The year that we are in now. Anybody can test it with their age and the year that they were born.
Yes, I think I've been asked to follow a particular path to get that outcome before.
Yes. So, this is a very special day that you must all look on. In fact, the phenomena say that we are all the same age today. Very special in nature.
Indeed.
But you know, Mr. Malcolm, I work at the Statistical Institute of Jamaica.
Oh, that's where you work, or you?
I used to work there. I worked there two times in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I did 2 stints up there.
So were you busy counting vendors, as the caller earlier a short while ago was saying? Was you?
Yes, Mr. Malcolm, I work in a division, one of the division named census, where they take up population census.
Right.
And they do labor force statistics and all of these things.
So can we trust the data that comes from the Statistical Institute of Jamaica?
100%, Mr. Malcolm, is one of the most potent organizations in Jamaica with some of the brightest minds. But you know, one of the things it's starting,
what's that?
I think starting is underutilized. And one of the reasons why I think that place is underutilized is because they don't have a profit motive. They don't work for profit, you know?
Okay.
And let me tell you something about the labor force statistics. You know, one of the problems that we have in our culture?
What's that?
We undermine entrepreneurship. We, as a people. We look at people like all the vendor that the caller just talk about. That vendor that you see sit down there selling their goods and service, they're an entrepreneur to your system, and they have the potential of better time management, and they can sit down there and earn more money than Dervan while coming in the studio.
True, very true. That's easy.
Yeah, but easy. And you know why they undermine them? It's because most of these ignorant, as they call them, they are not filing their tax return to the tax office, their SO1.
Hold on. Pick up that point after the break, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15.
Volunteers, the day is here again when the Grace Kennedy Foundation observes International Coastal Cleanup Day under the theme, See the Change. Join Power 106 FM for live outside broadcast during the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Saturday, September 16 from Gunboat Beach, Palisades Strip, Kingston from 6 to 9 a.m. Come and show your support for a good cause. This broadcast is brought to you by the Grace Kennedy Foundation, Environmental Solutions Limited, the Digicel Foundation, Conrad Douglas and Associates and Environmental Sciences and Technology Limited, STEC, Petrojam, and the Jamaica Environment Trust, JET. That's a broadcast of the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online this Saturday, September 16, from International Coastal Cleanup Day at Gunboat Beach, Palisades Strip, Kingston, from 6 to 9 a.m. on Power 106 FM.
Thanks for holding. Please continue.
One problem that we have is that these informal sector that the callers speak about, they're not filing their tax return on a monthly or annual basis, and they're not measuring the net worth of their business or the net profit, because in business you have to have an income statement, a balance sheet, and a cash flow statement. Every formal business has to do it, but the informal sector, they don't know how to measure these things, and as a result, people undermine the business. But that informal sector employ more people than the formal sector in Jamaica.
Yes, there's the underground economy. Yes, it's quite vibrant.
Yeah, you see that underground economy, Mr. Malcolm. Like, all right, look, for example, the load of money in Africa. You know that a load of money in Africa make about $5,000 every day.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Most load of money in Africa earning more money than the average teacher in St. Andrew High School for girls. You tell the extortionist man them that if you come in Africa every day and them collect $300 from every taxman who operates out there, they earn more money than you in a Dervan, Malcolm, and from not being presumptuous, you know. And you see them there, and you see them dress up and them look like ragamuffin. They're making money because they do the extortion business, and starting will have to count them in the survey. Because when they go there, the surveyor go there and ask him, want to work in a Babylon system. But you know where the money come from? That is why, Mr. Malcolm and listeners, there's a law named PAYE, pay as you earn.
Yes.
Every Jamaican over the age of 18 years old, you see, should be filing an annual returns to the tax office every year, you know. Because there was a time in Jamaica, you know, where in order to vote, if you're not filing your tax return or you don't own land, you can't vote, you know. That used to happen before adult suffrage, you know.
Yeah.
So make the Jamaican people then sit down out there and watch this informal sector and cut it, and the politicians then sit down in the constituency. And a place like Arnett Garden with so much entrepreneur will go to daytime, but look their money and come in. You must encourage them to file them return so that more money can go into the NIS, more money can go into the NHT, more money can go into the head tax, so that we can have a better economy. That's what they need to do. And they need to give, I put in a suggestion on your program, that they need to give the small, medium sector 1 year tax amnesty to bring them into the loop. Because if they don't bring them into the loop, you know, a lot of old people going to suffer, you know. Look on our cash pot outlet. You don't undermine a cash pot outlet girl who go a cash pot nurse, eat 30 every day and come out, eat 30 at night. You think you can undermine she and talk about she have no work? Dervan, those cash pot outlet girls, they work off commission, yeah? You hear me say?
Yeah.
Yeah, they get commission off of the amount of sales that they make. And so one of the girls showed me flyer commission that she worked for the month. And it's more than my pay, Dervan. I'm afraid for that. Dervan, this the economy of Jamaica needs to be regularized. It is too informal. And because you don't have no status in it, you know, you can say, you know, see that is Dervan Malcolm, one of the chief producers, journalist at Power 106. You see the Power 106 status where you have, them use that to elevate in the system. But when them look at a vendor in Africa or a load of man, you know, they want to load of boy that. And that's a much of our culture and damage people's reputation and character. We need to stop it. And the politicians need to tell them supporters there, but file on the tax return. It's not been a want to do in the congregation, just like how them a condemn murderer. Them to condemn tax dodger and fix the economy. Dervan.
Yes, sir.
You see the BPO sector that you're telling about?
Yes.
In Portmore, that BPO sector is one of the #1 employers of the young girls in the community. And you know, most of them work in them house.
Oh, yes.
They work in them.
Work from home.
Yeah, you see them on them computer. And a lot of those BPO workers, they have other side hustles.
Well, you know, I think I've shared before on this program that I used to think hustler was a bad name until I read an edition of Bloomberg Business Week, which essentially said hustlers are entrepreneurs denied opportunity.
Tell them, Dervan, tell them, from Nickel Point to Holland Point, wait in our diaspora, tell them again, Dervan, tell them.
Yes. Hustlers are entrepreneurs denied opportunity.
Thank you, sir. And in our culture, in the Jamaican culture, because we say Dr. Nigel Clark, you know, Dr. Nigel Clark is the Minister of Finance. You see that doctor status, most people believe that you name Dr. Nigel Clark. He's invited and Never Carter work out on the radio every day, and he know mathematics more than Never Carter. But anything Dr. Clark said, Never Carter can't say about it. We need to stop it. People have them qualification and decide what work them do, for whom they work, and who they don't want to work for. In this country, when me go on my bed, but create my idea and start earning from it. I have to pay taxes to Dr. Clark so that things can run the country. We can stop it. Another thing I want to bring you update on Dervan, Portmore, Portmore, right?
Yes.
Yesterday evening there was a big robbery in Portmore where, you know, where Cayman's party?
Yes.
They have a gas station above Cayman's party named the Ruby's gas station.
Mm-hmm.
Where they have a lot of stores up on that plaza. And some men went up there, go in the store, posing as shoppers. One of the persons who worked in the store got suspicious and pressed the panic button. Only to find out that they start robbing the store, tying up the workers, moving out the people, them retail goods, same hustlers, them moving out them goods in a van. Luckily, the 6-5 security came and killed one of the men and filed the robbery. So you have a set of people who no one classify the statistics, in one go on, but thief or that thing. All them people are about to know. Dervan, I'm going to tell you again, you know. You see Power 106, you see the RGR Green Group, you people have a program up here named Cross Country, right? You have a time when you go on the road and you mingle up with the communities and look at them. I believe the time has come in Jamaica for the greener RGR Group, the oldest radio station and newspaper in the country, to eradicate the Jamaican people so that they can fit into the new world order, yeah? Because you see 95 workers leaving out around here. That alone can't put food on your table again, yeah? You can't sit down in the office, boy, you're going to retire in the office and depend on a pension to survive, you know? You will get younger when you reach 80. Come here, tell you, a lot of the pension scheme that they set up around here, they are failing, Dervan. Failing. And a lot of people who are going to be depending on pension when they reach retirement age, like all the NIS pension, they're going to find out that the NIS pension wasn't properly managed and it's wiped out because of the same informality of our economy. Yes, Dervan?
Well, we hope it doesn't come to that. We hope we have the foresight and the vision to see what is coming, as my late mother would say, and a something come, and a something go, a something come.
I've never do the math for you. I'm showing you why I said that.
Mm-hmm.
The Margaritas bus fare, right? Now, within the taxi circle, you have three set of operators in the transport sector. You have the JUTC bus in charge $100. When you go on the bus, he give you a ticket and you go sit down. When you go into the regular route taxi, him overpack the vehicle, put your tourist behind insurance that carry so much people. So if the vehicle crash, you don't have the insurance to get that risk out there. And you have the coaster buses. They don't give any ticket. And whatever you're going there and get your take. Now, when you raise the bus fare to $180, what you're going to find is that more money coming out of the workers than pocket. These bus operators that are says 30,000 of them, most of them not filing a tax return. And when you put so much money in them hand, what you're going to do, you're going to damage the contribution that go into the statutory deduction like the NIS. And if you should tax them based on the law, the PAYE law, they would pay approximately $36 million a week to the NIS, yeah? And the NIS need that because the investment that is set up for the NIS through the hotel sector, they're not raking in $36 million a week to put back into the NIS. And last thing I want to say, all of those teachers who migrate and gone overseas now work, they used to pay NIS and NH their head tax, you know. What replaced their contribution in the scheme? You know, it's a depleted scheme. And the politicians to go move right from middle point to moral point and not even educating the people about that. Some of these politicians don't care about that. All them care about is that when they retire, to them pay them pension. And we need to stop it. Dervan, J.R. Green a good way to the Jamaican people and them grandchildren to come in at the nooks and crannies and make them know say, what is going on in the country, you know, to get involved in it and pick up in the community, you know. Because Jesus now connect nobody around you, you know. You have to help yourself in the name of Jesus. Mr. Malcolm, I thank you for your listening here. And one thing I learned from you today, Dervan, you have tolerance. You, Dervan Malcolm, I admire your tolerance. You gain special training to deal with people on a tolerant basis, Dervan, at the university. Personally.
No, it's just who I am.
Yeah, Dervan, I really like how you're calm under pressure. If we learn that from you today, I say, you know, Dervan teach me something where you have to calm under pressure. Because, you see, this politics thing, one of my professors tell me, he said, never. You see, all I want to learn in the class today, two things thankfully. Politics and religion. When you go in the world, what you know, politics are going to kill it, and the religion are going to kill it, because the religion are going to tell you, say, only Jesus can solve it. And the politics are going to tell you, say, JP better than PNP. And most of them, they're not right like the callers that call in the program.
To be continued. We have to go. To be continued.
To be continued, Professor.
Thank you for the call. Take care.
Yeah, take care.
Clearing personal, non-commercial shipments at the port? Avoid the wait. Request a contactless clearance through your agent today. It's more efficient. It's secure. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is 3:30.
With over 40 years of record service, Lock Safe and Vault Limited is your trusted security provider. Get affordable prices on a wide variety of seals, garage doors, access control supplies, magnetic lock, fingerprint, weatherproof keypads, card access system, time attendance, power supplies, and exit buttons. Professional services provided. Visit 40 Shortwood Road, Kingston 8. Problem solved with Lock Safe and Vault.
Mosquitoes will breed in containers that hold water. Tightly cover water storage containers such as drums, buckets, and tanks, or cover the water surface with cooking oil. Punch holes in all tins, plastic containers, and boxes to prevent the collection of water before disposal. Cover old tires or fill with dirt. Scrub all vases once per week to remove mosquito eggs and dispose of garbage by placing in plastic bags. Do your part to prevent mosquito breeding.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
The Pharmaceutical Society of Jamaica will host its 38th annual conference from September 21 to 24 under the theme, Pharmacists, Trusted, Empowered, United for Action, at the Ocean Coral Spring Hotel, Mountain Spring Bay, Trelawney. Join Power 106 FM for coverage of the conference during Power and Glory on Sunday, September 24 from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. This will be brought to you by the Pharmaceutical Society of Jamaica, PSJ, Tate's Pharmacy, and Everybody's Pharmacy. That's coverage of the Pharmaceutical Society of Jamaica's 38th annual conference during Power and Glory, Sunday, September 24, from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, only on Power 106 FM. Welcome to your legal corner on Power 106 FM, your source of information for all matters regarding U.S. immigration. Call in with your questions and concerns on 876-924-1125. You can send a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598. Time now for your legal corner during both sides of the story, right here.
It is a Thursday afternoon, just after 3:30, and that means time for this afternoon's edition of Your Legal Corner with U.S. immigration attorney Delia Walker Huntington. Here's your opportunity. Any issue to do with U.S. immigration, this is the program, this is the time. Here are the numbers to call: 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. The text line for your legal corner is 876-279-8598. It's the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-279-8598. And you can also send us your well, you obviously can send us your text messages and your WhatsApp messages. Anything to do with U.S. immigration, this is the program, this is the time. And attorney at law Delia Walker Huntington is standing by to answer your questions. Good afternoon, Ms. Delia. How are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us as usual, and ready to go. As usual, we like to check if there's any new development, any occurrences that we need to pay attention to at this time.
Well, I want to point out something. From time to time over the last 20-something years, I get calls from Jamaicans. I know this is our primary audience, Jamaicans who want to go to the United States and to do business. And one couple of things keep holding persons back. First of all, it's an expensive venture to do that, number one. And number two, I find that people are not keeping good records, and they're kind of they become overwhelmed when you tell them the level of detail that is required to substantiate a business petition. So there you can have you can do business temporarily in the US. You have the treaty investor visas. And then you can also do business temp to perm, which a lot of what I do are the L visas. This is you have a business in Jamaica and you want to open a similar business in the US. You can transfer yourself or other executive managers from the Jamaican entity to the US entity. So all of these are possible, and people do it from all over the world. The treaty investor visas are specific to certain countries, and Jamaica is a signatory on the treaty. So if you're a Jamaican citizen, you can come and do business temporarily. And this temporariness can last for years. People keep renewing it 5-10 times. But the key is, if anyone is thinking about doing business in the US and moving there either temporarily or, as I said, permanently, you need to start keeping some good records. You need to keep track. We tend to do things by word of mouth, sort of. You get somebody calls you to do something. Let them send the email. Keep the email. Show the extent of your managerial skills, what it is that you're doing in the business, that the business is in fact existing. This also extends, Dervan, to persons who are going to the embassy to apply for visitors visas, non-immigrant visas. They just want a visa to go visit with family or attend a wedding or something, and they can't prove that they're a business persons. They'll tell you they're doing this and they're running this business and they're running that, but they don't have any proof. So, I just want to say to the listeners that you need to start keeping evidence of the things that you do. Even if you're a farmer, somebody says, well, I'm a farmer. Yes, but where do you sell your products? To whom do you sell these products? How do you get the orders for the products? How do we know that you in fact are a chicken farmer, or that you you sell yam to the hotels, you sell yam to restaurants? How do we know this? You don't have any records. So just on whether you're going for a visitor's visa or you're going to open a business in the US, please to start keeping some records, good records, so that you can prove you are who you say you are and you're actually doing the business that you say you're doing. That's my little 2 cents.
Thank you very much, Delia Walker Huntington. Listeners, if you have any questions in relation to U.S. immigration matters, this is the program, this is the time. Here are the numbers to call: 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number for your legal corner. It's 876-279-8598, 876-279-8598. So please go ahead and post your questions with respect to U.S. immigration. That's where we are now on Your Legal Corner with U.S. immigration attorney Delia Walker Huntington. Any question at all that you have in relation to immigration matters? This is the program, this is the time, and we encourage you to take advantage of the opportunity. And we're just combing through. We do have messages, but we're combing through for those that are pertinent to the segment, and the same thing for the calls. 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number. This is Your Legal Corner during both sides of the story on Power 106 FM. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hi, afternoon, Dervan. Hello, Ms. Bailey.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So my question is, how do I, for example, if I'm self-employed, what records would I need to take to the embassy?
Well, what is it that you do?
I'm in healthcare.
Okay. So are you registered? Do you registered with the company's, what is it called there? The company's
office.
Company? Oh, yes, I'm registered.
Okay, so if you're registered, then are you getting contracts or are you going as needed?
I'm getting contracts.
Okay, so your contracts that you have, you want to take those, especially your current contract, show how long you've been doing this. Do you file tax returns? You want to take those. Bank accounts, bank statements, you definitely want to take those. So if you're on a contract, you need to take the contract, you need to show your license. I'm assuming you are licensed, you need to show your license and how long you've been doing this. You want to back it up to show, yes, I'm self-employed and I have a vested interest in my job. This is how long I've been doing it. This is who I'm responsible to report to. And this is my contract, and I'm going off for, if it's 2 weeks or a week, this is what I want to do.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
You're listening to Your Legal Corner with U.S. immigration attorney Delia Walker Huntington during both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. If you have an immigration-related question, U.S. immigration, we should specify, U.S. immigration question that you want answered, here are the numbers to call: 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-279-8598, 876-279-8598. Here's another one for you, Miss Delia. Good afternoon, Miss Delia and Mr. Dervan. My B1, B2 visa expires November 2024, with a visa waiver expiring December 2023. According to what I heard, can I apply for visa renewal this November? I'm on filing F2A, the F2A category document, qualified, but with the pushback, even though spouse I know it's going to be a while if no changes.
Okay, so lots of things going on here. This person has a visa that's expiring next year, but they're also the beneficiary of green card holder spouse filing for them. That they didn't say when they filed, but the green card holder filing, the visas are available in January of 2018. Well, I just checked to see if the October dates have come out yet, but they haven't. I suspect by next week we should know where the categories are going to be for October. And we're hoping, fingers crossed, that they're going to jump ahead because new visas will be available come October 1st, a whole new set of couple 100,000 visas across the board. So this person is asking, can they go ahead and apply to renew? So their visa is going to be expiring next year. I don't know why they would want to go in and renew it so early. So I would say my opinion would be not to try to renew the visa now. Also, if the person is being filed for, remember that there's always a presumption to migrate when you apply for a B1, B2. If you have a petition that is in the works, that presumption increases. So you're really going to muddy the waters if you're going to apply to renew the visa now. So just wait at least a couple of months, see where they are in the dates. With nothing that we can predict or foreshadow, we just, like everybody else, wait for the visa bulletins to come out to see where they are on any given time. So I would just say just wait and see.
Speaking of waiting, can you wait a while for us, please, Ms. Delia? We need to take a break. This is Your Legal Corner with U.S. Immigration Attorney Delia Walker Huntington on both sides of the story.
For any project, ABC Electrical Sales has all your electrical supplies at the best prices. 8 Hagley Park Road, Kingston, 754-3714. The time by ABC Electrical Sales is
3:45.
May happy memories of your loved ones comfort you during difficult times. Power 106 FM and JNN now join TBJ and Radio Jamaica in offering death announcements and memorials 5 times daily to suit your schedule and budget, starting this September 18. For more information and to book death announcements and memorials, contact us at 876-926-1100 to 9. You're listening to Your Legal Corner, your source of information on all matters regarding U.S. immigration. You can call in with your questions and concerns on 876-922-4112-5. You can send a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598. Now, back to Your Legal Corner during both sides of the story on Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on Your Legal Corner with U.S. Immigration Attorney Delia Walker Huntington. Any question having to do with U.S. immigration, this is the program, this is the time. Here are the numbers, 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number. For Your Legal Corner, 876-279-8598. 876-279-8598. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Dervan and Miss Walker Huntington. How are you doing?
I can't hear Dervan.
Need some more volume on your end, caller.
Okay, try turning it up. Is it much better now?
A little better. If you could get closer to the device you're using to communicate with us, that might help as well.
Okay. My mouth glued to the phone. I hope you can hear me a little better now.
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you now.
I want to know, I've been looking for the form 13368 online, but I'm not able to find it. Is there any way you could direct me, Mrs. Huntington?
What form is it?
It's the 13368.
Okay, I don't know what that form is, ma'am.
Oh, well, maybe
maybe someone gave me the. Well, let me tell you a little bit about what I'm doing, and then you will be able to direct me accordingly. I'm trying to apply for my Social Security benefits that I paid tax into for so many years, and I have a mental problem, and I'm trying to sort out my disability benefits. I filled out one form, there's a form online, and that's okay, but they told me that I needed to also fill out for 13368. So I'm
Okay.
rid of that.
So you're, just a minute, you're in the US?
No, I'm here in Jamaica. I've been in Jamaica now for 2 years.
Okay, so that form 13368, that's a US form or a Jamaican form? Because I really don't know that form. If you're, are you a US resident?
Well, I'm a US citizen. I'm both.
Okay, what I suggest that you do, you're going to have to, it's funny, I made a referral earlier this week as well, for someone doing Social Security disability, because it's a very complicated area. Not many lawyers practice in that area, but it is always strongly recommended for Social Security disability that you hire an attorney to do it because of the complexity of that area. I don't know anything about that area of law other than it's complex. And if you call my office in Florida, they can refer you to someone. And I don't know what your home state is in the US. What's your home state, your domicile in the US?
New York.
Where is it?
New York, Brooklyn.
New York. Okay, yeah. I don't have a referral for New York. What I suggest you do is contact the New York Bar Association, and you can find that online and ask them for a referral for an attorney that does Social Security disability. Okay. Okay, ma'am?
Yes, thank you so very much.
You're welcome. Take care now.
You're welcome. This is your legal corner during both sides of the story on Power 106 FM with Delia Walker Huntington. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Miss Delia is on as well. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. I would like to express my thanks and gratitude to the attorney for the service that she has been doing.
You're welcome, sir. It's my pleasure. What can I
do
for you today?
I don't really have a problem, but I would like to get an explanation to, there was a ruling in Texas yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
As it relates to DACA.
Right.
I don't know if you have gotten a chance to review it.
Yeah, very briefly, but what has happened, DACA, of course, was instituted back in 2012 as sort of an executive process by the Obama administration to give young people who had come to the United States as children either entered without documents or their time, for whatever reason they were now in the country and they were undocumented, to give them some security that they would not be placed in deportation. They were given work permits. So this has angered the right from its inception, and they have continuously tried to get this program disbanded. From my recollection, there are about 550,000 people in America who are already benefiting from DACA. What this latest ruling yesterday in Texas, an order was sought by several Republicans, attorneys general, and so forth in that area, is that it is unlawful, that the system in which, basically what they're saying, that the system by which the Obama administration instituted DACA was an unlawful system. They didn't follow certain procedures. So from a procedural perspective, they're trying to say that it's unlawful. However, coincidentally, the judge said that his ruling that it's unlawful does not affect persons who are already recipients of DACA. It is going to prevent any new applications. And this has been the struggle for the last however many years, is that during the period of time when the Obama administration had the application process open, not everybody took advantage of it. So although there are about 550,000 people, there are at least a couple 100,000 more who could benefit. So they, including the Biden administration, are trying to open it up so that new people can enroll. And this is this roller coaster boomerang back and forth that has been going on for years, is that yes, you can enroll, and no sooner than that is said and before Homeland Security can institute the process, then somebody goes and get a court order from a judge to say, oops, no, stop it. We need to investigate some more. So this is the problem. And unfortunately, it's playing with people's lives, because many of these young people they're now adults. If not all of them, they're adults. They have families in the US, and because of how they entered, they cannot gain any residency status. So they have American citizen children, they have American citizen spouses, some of them are business owners, but they are not able to get their status through the normal process without some uncertainty. And so they rely on the DACA to give them some amount of certainty. So yeah, it's a pretty complicated situation, sir, but it's an unfortunate one that continues to play with people's lives.
More messages coming in, Ms. Dahlia. This one says, Dervan, good afternoon to you, sir. Please ask Attorney Dahlia, retaxation of contract workers in the U.S., example, teachers, nurses, etc. Are they required to file U.S. and Jamaican tax returns and pay taxes to both? That's one. Do Americans working in Jamaica have to pay Jamaican and U.S. taxes also? Is that a repeat?
Okay, it's a kind of the flip side. So first of all, let me just make a qualification that I am no tax expert. I would suggest that persons get in touch with my colleague Larry Mullings if they have specific questions about U.S. and Jamaican taxes. The one thing I do know is that there's no double taxation. So there is a treaty, again, come back to treaties between Jamaica and the US, so there's no double taxation. So while you may be required to file, it doesn't mean that you're going to pay double taxes. So you need to contact a CPA with those specific questions, because I don't know the answers to that. I'm not afraid to say it, don't know.
Okay. All right, let's see. Here's another one for you, Ms. Dahlia. Good evening or good afternoon. Is the lawyer still on? Just asking if one has to wait to be contacted from the embassy before making the visa application.
Oh boy. I don't know in what context that is. I can't even fathom. Sorry. Need a lot more information on that.
Okay. Let's go down the line here. This related. I would like to, All right, this person has sent us a message. Hold on. Let's remind you of the numbers to call. Your Legal Corner with U.S. Immigration Attorney Dahlia Walker Huntington. Any questions at all to do with U.S. immigration? This is the program. This is the time. The numbers to call. Hold on. Here's Natalie Winter. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Natalie Winter. Do you have a question in relation to Your Legal Corner with Dahlia Walker Huntington?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Yes. I noticed that a lot of Haitians, right, are coming to Jamaica and wanting to immigrate to the United States. How long does a process like that usually takes? And I know they have to get legal representation. And can they do it from Jamaica here?
Well, if you are in a third country, there are some issues about third country relocation and whether or not you can gain asylum in the U.S. I don't know that the Haitians who are coming are actually asking for U.S. asylum. They would be asking for asylum in Jamaica. I don't know any other process. I'm not very familiar with that, but if they're resettled in another country, then it's hard to get asylum in the U.S. I suspect that those persons who have been coming to Jamaica are actually seeking. Maybe they went off course, they didn't mean to come to Jamaica, or they intended to come to Jamaica. I don't know the specifics of those situations. Don't know.
Well, you know, why I ask the question is because I know that some of them come by boat and all of that stuff, but I'm dealing with the ones who have the papers and stuff, and they're in Jamaica here, they come to the legal channel, and boy, they say, boy, Jamaica is not for me. I want to leave from maybe my country or Jamaica here and to find myself in the United States lawfully. And I wanted to find out, is there a process that they can go through? Because I know everything can go through the law and the books and everything. So
I'm not aware of that situation at all. If they've come to Jamaica and they found Jamaica, and they
I'm not
have some
hearing you.
legal.
I'm not hearing you, Delia.
Okay, I don't have any control over that. So Dervan?
Yes, go ahead, Ms. Taylor, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that if a person is here and they want to go to America, then they have to go through all of the legal options to be sponsored and so forth. If they're trying to seek refugee status, you know, they would need to sit down and speak to an attorney on that. But generally speaking, if you're here in Jamaica and you have Jamaican, you're lawfully authorized to be in Jamaica, then you want to go to America, you have to go through the channels like everybody else. If there's some specific, you know, you can't just come here and then say, okay, now I want to go to America as a refugee or as an asylee. You know, you're going to have some issues. Asylum from where? You're no longer living in Haiti if you're legally authorized to live in Jamaica. You'll be asking for asylum from Jamaica. You know, so there's so many specifics that have to be.
And I'm afraid we're pretty much out of time.
Yes, and I don't have time to give you extra. Sometimes I give you broader, but not today.
All right, we'll let you go. Thanks a lot, Ms. Delia. All the best.
Thanks to you and to all the listeners. Until next time.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
U.S. Immigration Attorney Delia Walker Huntington wrapping this week's edition of Your Legal Corner during both sides of the story right here on Power 106 FM.
You've just listened to Your Legal Corner, your source of information for all matters regarding U.S. immigration. Join us next Thursday at 3:30 p.m. for Your Legal Corner during both sides of the story, right here on Power 106 FM. At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4:02 on Power 106.
Your favorite nighttime talk show, Dear Pastor, is now at a new time, 9 to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday. Join Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas as he answers your questions and entertains conversations on a range of issues. Spice up your evening with Dear Pastor here on Power 106 FM, Monday to Thursday from 9 to 11 p.m. It's nighttime talk radio at its best at an earlier time. That's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas, now at a new time, 9 to 11 p.m., right here on Power 106 FM.
Que ahora es en español, son las 4:03. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:03. 现在几点了？4点03分. 3 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. June in Bermuda wanted to give us an idea of how things are going on the island, considering the vagaries of Hurricane, which one is it now? Lee? Hurricane Lee. All right, let's get in a word from Joan in Bermuda and hear how things are going out in the Atlantic. Hello, Mrs. Richardson. How are you? Good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon, Sir D.
Thank you so much for your quick response. And we are curious to find out what's the very latest with respect to the hurricane and Bermuda.
Okay, it's still very windy at the moment. No rain yet. And the worst is supposed to happen at midnight, as you read. And
that's a little scary, isn't it? That's like I mean, at midnight when I can't say most of us, but for the most part, people are fast asleep or trying to sleep. And it's a little scary usually, because it's a little scary then that this system should plan to turn up at that time.
Yes. So we're hoping that, things will happen to turn it a different way by then.
Mm-hmm.
That's our hope.
Yes.
But we're quite prepared as usual here, in Bermuda. Most people are.
And you don't have to be taking anybody sort of taking them to I guess it's not at that stage yet in terms of shelters, but your shelters would be ready anyway, wouldn't they?
Yes, they would be if need be, and there are numbers to call. The minister said the shelters were not going to be open, but if an emergency arises, I'm sure, he said he told them to call this number.
Oh.
There are emergency numbers that are posted, so folks would know where to call.
Yes. What's the general? Sorry, what's the general feeling like? What's the general mood? How are people responding?
I think everyone is in the same position. We just have a wait and see, attitude at the moment, because we are so accustomed to these things, these conditions.
Yes.
So, we kind of know what's going to happen. This is a Cat 1, which is not very dangerous, depending on where you are, depending on where one. But the sea, what I saw, I was on the road about 3 hours ago, and I did see some violent seas. It really, really looked bad as I drove along the South Road.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember the South Road leading to Horseshoe Beach.
Oh yes, I remember it well.
Right. So there wouldn't be any pink sand for you to see today.
I can well imagine. Yes.
Yes. So, and it's quite windy. I think I lost pretty much 2/3 of my ackee on the trees.
Uh-oh. Were they fit?
No, they were not. They were not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, thank you very much for the update. And I know we can count on you to keep us posted.
Oh, I certainly will. And we're just hoping that it will be mild. It's just that at that hour in the morning, you can imagine the roar of the sea. Because of where we live, we can hear it. We're so close to the ocean, we'll hear the roar. In the dead of the night. And it's kind of troublesome. I can't sleep. One doesn't sleep very well when that is happening.
True.
It's just very, very noisy and just that ugly sound.
Scary.
Wow. So we're just hoping that it would be a mild passage.
Well, so say all of us.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks
for your concern.
Sure.
And Jamaica, keep praying. Just keep praying for us that it passes okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All the best.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Very, very well. So thank you for your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. This caller must have something very, very important to tell us. He has been hanging on, calling back, trying to get back on, got back on, and he just will not go away. So let's hear what he has to say. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Dervan.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
What really is our problem in Jamaica when it comes on to politics and leadership? What really is our problem? I'm asking you that question.
I don't know. I know that we are a very very involved set of people, and especially when it comes on to certain matters, we have vested interests, and
the Baltic region politics is practiced in a different way.
How so?
In which people are really involved in a day-to-day activity in politics in their country. I mean that in some country it is always a practice that when people are not pleased with politicians, they would take off their shoes and fling at them.
Yeah, we did see that.
Never heard of that.
We did see that on television, which went all over the world. I think that was George Bush. Someone threw us a foot of shoe in his direction.
Is it legal?
I don't remember what is. I think it has some cultural connotation about it. I don't remember. At the time we researched it and we knew what it was about with the information at the time, but we would need to refresh the memory.
Yeah, it is a practice in some country when the common citizen is displeased with leadership in a country. Don't matter what is the security around that politician. It is a practice that people would take off their shoes and sling it at that leader who is leading the country to show his disgust at his leadership. Would you feel that we should start practice that in Jamaica without being penalized?
No, that's not our culture. So clearly it would be maybe almost criminal. I think it might be regarded as assault straight off the bat.
Is our country reached the
Hold a moment, please.
maturity?
One moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:15.
Shareholders in Radio Jamaica Limited, please be advised that our next annual general meeting will be held on Thursday, September 21, 2023, at the Terra Nova All Suite Hotel, 17 Waterloo Road, Kingston, commencing at 10 a.m. The meeting will also be streamed live via Zoom. We ask that persons wishing to view the live stream register to do so via the following link: rjrgleonagroup.com/agm/virtually. Please note that only shareholders on record and members of staff will be allowed access to the live stream. Notices of the meeting, along with a cover letter and the form of proxy, have been emailed to shareholders in Jamaica as required by our rules. You can download the full annual report document from our website, rjrgleonagroup.com/publications, or the website of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. You can contact our office via WhatsApp number 876-860-7921 and share an email address if you would like the annual report sent to you via email. Alternatively, you can collect a copy of the report at one of our offices at 32 Lyndhurst Road or 7 North Street in Kingston, 23 Orange Street in Montego Bay, Shop 16 Point Plaza in Ocho St. Anne, or Shop 9 Midway Mall in Mandeville, Manchester. That was a notice to shareholders of Radio Jamaica Limited regarding the upcoming annual general meeting scheduled for Thursday, September 21, 2023.
We all are one. We are the same person. Are we? Oh yeah. We all are one. Same person.
Que ora es en español, son las 4:16, que la retire en français, il est 4:17. Time just changed from 16 past to 17 past. 现在地点了10:17 17 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston, 5 St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Good afternoon to all the schoolers listening to us, all the students from the early childhood level to the secondary level. Trust you had a productive day of learning today. Hope you also managed to get in some physical activity, just as important as mental activity. As we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable. Education makes you trainable. Training makes you employable. And the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Thanks for holding. Go ahead now, please.
Yes, Mr. Malcolm. Do you feel that our leader is very connected to the common man in the street? Do you feel that they should take some sort of telling from the citizenry of this country? Because you know that most of our citizens is much brighter than who is in that leadership position, both opposition and government.
I'm sorry. What's the question?
I was saying to you, do you know that most of the citizens in the common street is more brighter than the person who are leading us both in opposition and in the government?
Depending on your definition of bright, there are There are bright people all over the world. There are bright people in prison. There are bright people in different parts of the world and in different dealing with different subject matters.
Dervan, you're taking it on next year. We are talking in our country. Can you oblige me the next 2 minutes to give the opposition leader a simple advice, please?
Go ahead.
Mr. Mark Golden, I'm asking you, please. I am a simple person of this country. And I know that the politics you are bringing to our country now is very new. It is not something that the common citizenry of this country is used to. And
hello?
Yes, we are asking you, please, Mr. Biden, please, I'm asking you, please, when you go on that platform, I'm begging you, please talk to the Jamaican people in layman's term. Make them understanding, because you bring a different politics to Jamaica. You bring your money to the politics. We hardly see people who come in politics, come with money in the politics. Most of the people them are coming at the politics. Them come to take all of the money from out of the country. We see say you coming at the politics with your money, and we feel say it is not something where the common people in Jamaica used to them say rich already. I mean, I try to tell you, so we feel say and them leadership that we want. We don't want nobody to come and take out where this poor country have. We need people like you, Mr. Mark Golden, to come with your money, where we know say you're not going to come take it from the health fund. You're not come take it from the education fund. You're not going to take it from nowhere at all. That is the thing giving problem with Mark Golden. Mark Golden coming at the politics with the money and them just grudge him feet. That is the problem, you know. That is the problem. Do you feel that way, Mr. Malcolm?
Feel what way?
That the style of calm politics that Mr. Golden come with the Jamaican people, them don't use to it. And the other politician, them offended by a rich man.
Who's not used to what? Who's not used to what?
Dervan, Mark Golden coming at the politics with the money, so him now. Dervan, Mark Golden come with him with film cooking at the cookie jar, and him now have no time for push him on in the cookie jar. Or him come with a big plate of food with enough meat, and him now got teeth out with meat and leave pure rice and dumpling.
So what's wrong with rice and dumpling?
Rice and dumpling are gonna give a bang belly like where we are have now. Bang belly politics. And that are going on Dervan.
All right. That sounds like straight campaigning now.
Politics.
All
no
right.
meat or gravy in it now. Yeah. Everybody just a take and gone. Mark Golden a bring a different style and all of them offended by that. Everybody offended, all people in the theme party too. I hear them talk about Damian Crawford. Damian Crawford need take a bath. Is him help push
What is
out
that? What do you mean by
Portia.
what do you mean by Damian Crawford needs to take a bath?
Damian Crawford not ready to lead the PMP. Damian Crawford is one and not them.
Why not?
Make PMP
What's wrong with him?
Lose the election in a
No, come now, man. You can't just hold on, man. Come on, man. At some point you just can't keep going. We have to try and have a conversation here now. So what is wrong with Mr. Crawford? What's wrong with him? Why do you say he needs to have a bath? What do you mean by that?
Because Damian Crawford was the person who caused PMP to lose that seat in Bull Bay.
But they're all a part of a collective. They're all members of a political party. Everybody has a role to play. How do you get to the point where you're blaming one individual for whatever went wrong or didn't work or it's supposed to work?
Mr. Dervan, you remember a time when Portia get mad and said, no girl, no boy,
What about it?
Lisa, Anna, and Damian, she did that talk about. And at the same year, PMP lose that election there when the people them Damian Crawford constituency ask him say zinc and plywood. Him say not giving them that. A school picnic want him come to talk about and Ray. And I saw the people them vote him out. And that same election there we lose by 1 seat. PMP lose by 1 seat in 2016.
But there should be nothing shocking in that. People win and people lose. Political parties win and lose. Individual representatives win and lose.
Them time there. We are talk about them time there. PMP is a party where if PMP never lose that election there in 2016, we only hear about Andrew Holness now. We only hear about Andrew Holness again.
So what are you going to do about it?
Well, them after the PMP have to get on them knee and tell Portia, Lucretius, Sim to say them sorry for sin against her. And the only way the PMP can come back them after redeem themselves and tell Portia Sim to say them sorry for push her out because Portia seems to was for the poor.
All right. Well, we're going to bring this discussion to a close here now because you've been on a while now.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay, sir.
Thank you very much for the call. All the best. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon.
Anyhow, the caller that first thing, the Igla incoming more than one farm. You have some operate out of a stationary building, others walk on their foot and pedal their wheels. Either way, they are providing a service in exchange for money and goods. But when you look at it, where unemployment is concerned, he was talking about 4%, but the Prime Minister Before that, the Minister of Finance said 4.5%. And whether we are satisfied with the mode of calculation or not, it is par for the course. Because starting tells you that if you work for 1 hour for the week, you are classified as a worker. And that is nothing new because the methodology that is being used at the present time was what was used under previous regime.
One moment, please. You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30.
Join Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays.
If you don't sit down and make an overall investment in your human resource and you keep just allowing your very best to go, you are going to end up weaker.
And tune in to Simon Crosskill from Wednesday to Friday.
The majority of people in Jamaica are good, decent, honest, hardworking people. What we are doing is we are allowing a minority to control the narrative.
Featuring The Bottom Line with Ralston Hyman, the best public affairs banter on Jamaican radio.
Everything is connected. If you have more of your people employed and your operation at full capacity, you are supposed to be getting more output, not less.
It's Power Talk, weekdays 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Identifying challenges and finding solutions in a globalized world. Make it a date. Join us.
Well, you know, I get the feeling that the
difference I can see is in the
Thanks a lot for staying with us. Que hora es en español? Son las 5:26. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5h moins 26. Tiens, TDN le Wu Dian Cha R Shi Liao Fen. Make that R Shi Wu Fen. 25 minutes now to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Quite a number of messages. GM says, hello, Dervan. I would like all well-thinking Jamaicans to take a moment to their eyes and think back into a time in Jamaica, say 2002, Edward Philip George Siaga, unchanging, a man on stage similar to what happened recently, or unchaining a man on stage similar to what happened recently, and tell me what would have happened. He would have been chastised even by those who are now saying nothing is wrong. Right and wrong are determined by the party we support. The dishonesty knows no bounds. I wonder if these people have kids. If they do, they must be telling them one thing and practicing wrong. Please take off the party blinders and let's speak the truth. What Mr. Golding did was wrong and rather foolish. I hope they learn from this and grow up. GM. Thank you, GM, for your message. Ellerid says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Listening to text message, giving Andrew credit. I wonder which part of the world she lived. The problem that Jamaica were in was caused by the JLP from 1964, where they run to IMF. IMF is what put Jamaica in position. Something is wrong here. The position it is today. I'm trying to correct it as I'm trying to read at the same time. Jamaica have no currency tax to consumer, are the highest in the world. I live in North America where I paid 2 tax to different government and it do not reach 16%. I went in the supermarket and I paid 3,600 tax on food grocery. I never paid tax on grocery before, and there is no way I can claim it back where I live. Every 3 months, I get back the tax I paid for the past year. Thank you very much for your message, Ellerid. If you can help us, though, it can be quite a task trying to figure out some of the sentences and words, etc. But we try. We tried. This one from GBO. GBO says, Dervan, please don't tell the caller that there's not a lot of jobs being advertised. Please don't tell the caller that there's not a lot of jobs being advertised. No, I didn't say that. I said never before in my short time on this earth have I seen so many places offering jobs, which is a fact. It's a fact. It's plain for all to see. Don't take my word for it. Go and check it yourselves. The Companies Office of Jamaica published a press release some time ago that spoke to the increased number of entrepreneurs within, I think this was in the heart of COVID-19, before, in the heart of it, and continuing, people who have established businesses and operations as well. The rest of the message, let him speak, please, because nothing is going on in Jamaica. Well, you know, once you take that extreme position, you don't expect much after that. Once you take up that kind of extreme position, don't expect people to take you seriously. Once you move to extremes, you are out of the frame. Right, but anyway, the rest of the message, call center job is no job. Can you imagine if we didn't have any? I wonder what you would say at that time. LOL, boy, we need to be educated. Yes, indeed, we do. We do, and that includes all of us, doesn't it? What the caller is saying, you shouldn't be highlighting those jobs. So what is a job? Oh boy. The focus must be to accentuate the negatives and downplay the positives. I now understand why Comrade Crocs don't like the media, because they are reporting too many facts, and he and his party would rather alternative facts. If this is how the PNP intends to win the next election, God help them and the backward thinking of their followers. We're trying to go through the messages. It's quite a lot. We're trying. Miss Dell says, good evening, Mr. Dervan. Listen to that man, discriminating jobs. If I tell you he is, no, well, we're not going to use that term. We're not going to do that. We still have to conduct ourselves at a higher level. So we're not going to stoop there. So we'll just jump over that. So if I tell you what you're going to say. Every job is important. That is how the people survive, by whatever job you have. Yes, higglers, sweetie sellers, masons, sweetie sellers, masons, bag juice sellers, garbage collectors, the broom man, the hand cart man, they are employed. Also, the hustlers are employed. That's the way it has been done for years. Mr. Dervan, tell me that man isn't a very foolish man. Politics is blinding him. And then another part of the message. And Mr. Dervan, if you are not out there seeking a job, or you are employed, that is how it is years now. Some higglers earn more than the 8 to 5 workers. Look like him come from Mars, says Miss Dell. Crocs in Black River says, now that the silly season is truly on, I noticed that Nancy has hit the streets with his bag of tricks, but all over in the bars, taxi parks, and markets, I hear the people singing, him can't fool we again, can't fool we again, can't buy sugar, can't buy lime, can't buy scallion, can't buy thyme, him can't fool we again, with the musical bars. That's from Crocs in Black River. Neville, otherwise known as Salah, has a lot to say, as usual. He says, good afternoon, Sir Dervan. I don't think GBO, he is living here in Jamaica, or if he is living here, he being disingenuous. Dr. Phillips is who brought us prosperity. The labor right talking about today, GBO, if it were not for Dr. Phillips and the PNP who laid the foundation, after the JLP ravaged the economy, Jamaica almost went bankrupt under the JLP. Countries refused to lend money to Jamaica. The JLP leaves a debt to GDP of 150%. Salah from Kingston. Then he goes on to say, this is the BPO, the same BPO the JLP used to curse. They were saying it was cheap job. Now that the shoe's on the other foot, they're hugging it up. Mr. Siaga said they shouldn't be using taxpayers' money to build highway. They should use the money to patch the road. The same highway Portia Simpson Miller started, the JLP named them after Siaga. If it were not for the JLP corruption, Jamaica could be a first world country. Salah from Kingston. Thank you for your message, Salah from Kingston.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
Farmers, come for a candid conversation with the Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, the Honorable Floyd Green. Learn more about the agricultural sector and the role we all play in its development. That's A Morning with the Minister, every second and fourth Friday of every month during Farm Talk with Alfie McKenzie on Power 106 FM.
De hora es en espagnol, son las 5:15. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5h moins 14. Non, moins 15. 现在几点了？5点差15分。15 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston, 5 St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Continuing with more of your messages, so much more still coming in as we speak. Let's try to see how quickly we can get through these messages. Ren says, good afternoon, Sir D. I trust you're well. Okay, we'll come back to that. I think he wants a contact number for someone we interviewed last weekend on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online. We'll come back to you on that, Ren. Reverend Dr. Frank Lawrence says, greetings, best of everything as you continue to educate. As Jamaicans, we need to put more focus on our history, especially the slave trade, emancipation, freed villages, religious, where are we? Let's get back to the, where is the message? Reverend Dr. Frank Lawrence's message. Was it this one? This one. All right, we'll go again. Greetings, best of everything as you continue. Natalie Winter keeps, her call keeps, anyway. Greetings, best of everything as you continue to educate. As Jamaicans, we need to put more focus on our history, especially the slave trade, emancipation, free villages, religious and educational institutions, and many other areas of note. We should never forget the role of William Wilberforce, Buxton, Clarkson, Sturge, Nib, and many others played in the removal of the physical chain and whip of enslavement. Instead of displaying ignorance and arrogance about slavery, we should heed the words of Marcus Garvey and Bob Marley that we should rid ourselves of mental slavery. I am about a 6th generation descendant of freed slaves, and I'm very shocked about the scant regard of our Jamaican history in our school system, civic organizations, and the general public. From Reverend Dr. Frank E. Lawrence, otherwise known as Free Villager. Horace, otherwise known as Spider, says, and Mr. Malcolm, I saw 2 JUTC new buses this morning disabled on the toll road. I don't know if what happened, I don't know if what happens, but only the driver was in the bus. I don't know if they run out of charge. And then he sends us another message. Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. You know, if I have a security firm, I would give Ms. Grange it to run. I was watching YouTube last night, and the way how I saw Ms. Grange protecting this white man from England I think he is the Queen's son. L.A. Lewis was trying to get to talk to the gentleman, but L.A. could not. She did a good job of keeping L.A. away. Bravo, Miss Grange. Bravo, says Horace, otherwise known as Spider. Bunty, we haven't been able to audition your voice note. And so we'll have to see if we can listen to it. Well, there's no more commercial break, so we don't have another break. So we won't be able to play your voice note because we have not been able to audition the voice note. This one says, do one have to have subject to work call center? Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. It's amazing. What a thingy in Jamaica. I don't know what my late mother used to say, poor show great. And what was the other one? There are quite a few sayings for this. But anyway, maybe another time we'll come back to that. This one says, where is this now? Read that already. This one says, my brethren Salah, the People's National Pantomime got 18 unbroken years and we didn't grow an inch. How many more years do you think they would have needed to make us a first world country? LOL. This is Real Entertainment Radio. You need to join the pantomime party. LOL. About first world. That's from GBO. I think we have exhausted, apart from Bunty's message, which we haven't been able to, well, he has 2 voice notes there. We haven't been able to audition them. Don't think he'll have the opportunity to hear them. Here's Natalie Winter, who has been trying desperately to be on. Sorry about that. We haven't been able to accommodate her before now. Good afternoon, Natalie Winter. Sorry about that. Go ahead, please.
Okay, 2 things. I noticed that Parliament is being held at the conference center. Is the Parliament building being refurbished, or there are plans for the new one? And secondly,
I don't know is my answer to the first question. I don't know.
You don't know, because I see them now holding them the committee meetings at the conference center. Kind of look very dark inside here because the light is not 100%, but they're still going through. So I'm wondering if the old building is under refurbishment. But anyway, second thing, you're totally right about a lot of people hiring people, especially in the call center and that stuff, because most of those persons that do those call center work or even in management, most of them migrate to foreign. So I guess you have a lot of people now, hiring a lot of young people. Remember, they have to come with the subjects. I don't know of experience.
I don't know if call center workers migrating, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, you have people, not only call center alone, but you have nurses, doctors.
No, the way you make it sound is as if it's like you're putting them in the category of the teachers who have been going elsewhere, going to greener pastures. It's all right. Go ahead.
I see it. Everybody is going to greener pastures. Anyway, you have a lot of people wanting jobs now because a lot of people in general have migrated and there are vacancies to fill. So you will have people, who out there and want the jobs. They can go for it. Only those 2 items I wanted to mention today.
Well, thank you very much for the call as usual.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. A few messages on YouTube. Cherry Henry says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. Similar greeting for Donovan Campbell. And let's see who else is messaging us. Errol says, LOL, PNP, you give him a long run. Good afternoon, Sir D. Pure Illusion says, you sound biased. Claire Davis says, you're talking sense, Neville. Oliver Burrell says, we still have them. Oh no, I can't read the rest of that because that would be disrespectful. And another message here. That's the same reason the PNP mashed up the garment industry in the early 90s. Every job is cheap to them. And Jeannie Davis says, hi, Dervan, my mother's friend, Miss Thelma Barrett. I didn't get to see my mother's funeral. Do you still have the link? Been searching on YouTube and can't find. Would be happy to watch. I'm trying to remember. Yes, I think I did attend that funeral. I did for sure. And I think I was recording. Either that or I was taking pictures. Now to find that would have to go, should still be able to find it, but it's going to take some doing. It's going to take some doing. We'll see how that works out. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do to bring that forth. But good to hear from you, and all the very best. Kirk Matt D says, please see this link from France. Sophia Nemard says, good afternoon. She's in Newell, St. Elizabeth. Velta Wilson in St. Thomas, good afternoon to you too. And oh, this one is quite lengthy. This is Faye Weller. Good evening, Dervan. Please help me understand what to do in this situation. Police and soldier came to a premises claiming they had a warrant. Access was given without even seeing the warrant, sadly, claiming to search for someone who doesn't live at the location and have no affiliation with the family. They said that someone sent a picture of the home to them. Most didn't even know the name until after the whole situation. This is a Christian home that has never experienced this. They did their search and said it is the wrong home and left. The family checked the local police station and they claim they aren't aware of any such situation needing to the premises. It's puzzling because why would they search and say it's an error? Shouldn't they do their check first? The family is very concerned. Who can the person go to in order to find out the cause of this? The person who they claim they are looking for has to visit the station daily, and they did so even the day before and the same day. Well, that was heard. Please help. Well, there is the police civilian oversight. Is that what it's called? Police civilian oversight body. That might be an organization that could help you. The police civilian oversight body. You might want to check that out. Police civilian oversight body. And there's also the public defender. And perhaps so that same station, if you could identify who is in charge of the station and get some answers. Or you might very well need to get your attorney to intervene and to seek some kind of a remedy for that kind of intrusion. You have options. Sorry to hear of the situation, Faye Weller, but you have options. Would humbly suggest that you choose wisely going forward in terms of the choice of options. Oops, we're out of time. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Thursday, the 14th of September, 2023. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Jesse Blake will be with you tomorrow afternoon, as well as Monday, all things being well. I'll be back on Tuesday afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible. Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's news